Hi guys, it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I am starting to feel a little overwhelmed by this whole palette collection, so I want to do a slight declutter, not a super intense declutter because most of these I did spend my own money on, but I thought it would be fun to take you along because I also haven't done a palette collection video in years. So if you're interested in seeing what palettes are in my collection and seeing a slight declutter, then let's get into it. Okay, at the top of my bookshelf of palettes, I keep this little tray that I got from Amazon. It's like iridescent, and these are my smallest palettes, so they don't really get lost in the shelves. I keep them in this tray, and like I said, I am gonna not do a heavy declutter, but thought it'd be interesting to show you guys my current collection as well. So I have some Natasha Denona mini palettes. This one is the Mini Glam, and the packaging is broken, and I have sort of redone these three shimmers to make them more intense and more sparkly. Kind of Frankenstein, if you will. But I'm gonna use this palette till I can't anymore. I love this palette so much. It's a favorite. I also have the Mini Gold, and this one is as it originally was. I think eventually, if I'm bored enough, I might do something with that shimmer right there, but it's a great palette. I definitely recommend the Mini Gold. Have the Mini Sunset, I think. Yeah, Mini Sunset. And this one has, I think, not so good reviews on, but it's nice. I like it. I don't have any complaints. This is the Natasha Denona Mini Retro, and I love this one. It's such a cute, springy color story. This is the first one I think I can declutter. It is from Element. I got it in an Ipsy bag, and it is really cute, but I have so many of these tones in other palettes, and I haven't even used this yet, so it can go brand new to somebody who maybe doesn't have as much makeup and can get better use out of it. Then I have these two from Flower Nose. They had a bunch from the Mermaid collection, so this one is number 4. It's like the pinky purpley one. This is the most beautiful packaging ever. And this one is number 3. It's the green and pink one. Both of those are staying. I have 3 mini palettes from Colored Rain. I have the Wealthy Chick, which I love this little green monochromatic palette. I love how it has some warmer green, cooler green, and it's just so beautiful. The Secret Garden from Colored Rain is an all matte palette, but because it's such a cool curated color story and it's a mini palette, I actually don't mind that it's all matte, and it's definitely staying. The last Colored Rain palette is the Queen Bee, and this is so gorgeous. I love this one. Next, I have some Nabla Cuties. So I have the number 1, the Nude Cutie. And this has their latex formula, which is like a cream to powder formula, and I really enjoy this one. I have the number 2 Coral, which is really cute. I really like this shade because it has like a transparent base and it's just really glittery peach. I'm gonna try not to swatch everything. Then I have the Platinum Cutie palette, which this was a birthday gift one year, and I love it. The last Nabla Cutie palette I still have is the Wild Berry palette. It's such a cool color story. This is my only Ensley Rain palette. It is the What the Fox mini palette, and I do like this. I still feel like the brand is pretty pricey, but who knows, maybe I'll purchase from them in the future when they've resolved their reputational issues. This is my only melt palette I've ever had. This is the Bad Side Zodiac Water palette. I am a Cancer, so I was like, let me grab that since it was on deep discount on Sephora. I like this palette, but the shimmers were kind of bad, so I Frankensteined them with some moon dust shadows that I had, and now they're super glittery and I really enjoy it. I have one Lawless palette, the baby one. Really cute. These are my only Too Faced palettes. I have the Christmas Coffee and the Hot Buttered Rum, and these are not going anywhere. Another thing I can declutter though is these guys from Il Makiage. These are their quads. We have Color Boss Squad in The Real Deal, in Game Changer, and in Call the Shots. So this is The Real Deal, Game Changer, and Call the Shots. They're pretty, and I do like the Il Makiage formula, but they're very basic nude quads that I just never find myself reaching for, and I know I have plenty of people in my life who will get use out of these. We're down to the final two in this little tray. This is the Rowan 1111 palette. These are such a cool texture. I love these topper shades. Not going anywhere. Last but not least is the Blend Bunny Trove palette. This is an all multi-chrome palette, and Blend Bunny did have it on sale, so I snatched it up. Can you see those shifts? It's amazing. Next we are gonna do the top shelf of my palettes. This has pretty much all the brands that I have the most from. So this is Glamlight, Adept, Odin's Eye, and Blend Bunny. I do know that from Glamlight I'm thinking of parting with a few things, so let's start there. First we have the Cookies and Cream palette. I love this palette. I think this is such a cool color story, and it's staying. The Street Taco is like their mini taco palette. It's not as good quality as some of the other ones. This is like their older quality, but it's a fun, cute little palette, and I'm gonna keep it around. I have the two Scooby-Doo Rutro Reggie and Creeps and Crawls, and I love these, but I'm kind of on the fence on whether or not I'm gonna depot these, because as much as I love these, I don't reach for them on their own. These are companion palettes to me, and so I'm kind of thinking of depotting them so I can use these shades in different build my own palettes, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so I'm going to set these aside as a maybe project. I have all of the like cocktail themed palettes. So the Chocolate Martini, the Margarita, the Dirty Martini, and the Wine palette, and I got those on an awesome Black Friday steal. They're not going anywhere. The Miracle palette I have had since I got it in, it was some indie subscription beauty box, I forget what it was called, and Angelica Nyquist did a collab where she curated her own box, and this was like late 2019, early 2020, and this was the palette in the box. So this is quite an old palette, and I don't really find myself reaching for it anymore, so I'm gonna let this one go. The Frosted Flakes palette is staying. I love this one. The Strawberry Shortcake palette is gonna be one that I depot because the shades are leaking, and I really love this packaging. It's iconic and nostalgic for me, so I want to salvage it and make a DIY magnetic palette with it and save the shades that are not doing the weird oil spill thing. So this is like kind of a declutter, but most of the shades are staying in my collection. This is the First Michaela palette. This packaging is horrible. The glue with the mirror came apart and all the glitter fell out, so I had to refill it with my own glitter, which is why it looks different, and reglue it. And then the backing glue is coming off. I don't know if you can tell, but like this, do you see that separation? So it's just been falling apart, and one of the shades broke and I tried to repress it and it got all weird. So I'm just gonna try and depot this and save what I can, because it's literally coming apart at the seams. The second Michaela palette has never had any packaging issues. These don't fall out. The backing has never come off. And I love these colors. So I think for now I'm just gonna leave it. I don't think I want to go through the hassle of depotting it when the packaging is just fine. Next, we have my Adept collection. I am not getting rid of any of these. It's pretty much tied with Blend Bunny for my favorite eyeshadow brand. Blend Bunny has my favorite mattes. Adept has my favorite shimmers. But I'll go ahead and show you everything I have. So I have the Seahorse palette, which is an all shimmer palette. I have the Amy Loves palette, and I did take out these two colors and replace them with my own shades, because all three of these mattes looked the exact same shade of gray on my eyes. I don't know what it is about my undertone, but they all looked the same. So I decided to swap them out with my own shades. I still have those shades as a singles palette somewhere, but yeah, I did customize this one. This is the Legend of Ardra, the most beautiful packaging of life. So gorgeous. I'm really sad they just discontinued Sumerian Sunset, but I'm glad that I have it and I didn't miss out on it, because this is the most stunning fall palette for shimmers. Flying Fiddles, it is like Adept's take on a neutral palette. So gorgeous. Cyborg Choir. This one is a really fun one with lots of hollows, and I believe this one is also discontinued. I think out of the ones that I've shown, you can only still purchase the Amy palette and the Flying Fiddles. And then the Minka palette has been redone, so this is the original Minka, and I don't know if I'll buy the Minka remastered because I love this one, but we'll see. Maybe if there's a sale or something. Then I have the Heather Austin palette. This is one of the best they've ever done. Woo. Have the Ninhydrin. Such a cool palette. And last but not least, the Plain Jane. I love these shimmers so much. The next section is my Odin's Eye. I have these three. I forget what the group of them were called, but this is the Flora Story palette with Makeup Just for Fun. The Sea Talk palette. This was with Lauren May Beauty, I think. And then the Batty Bean Betty Jean Planet Spirit. Those are saying I'm 99% sure all of my Odin's Eyes and Blend Bunnies are same. But again, this is also a collection video, so I will show them all to you. Have the Merry Christmas palette. This is one, like the Merry Christmas and the Christmas Eve to me are like the best Odin's Eye palettes I've ever seen them do. Not that I have a million from them, but just from following their releases, these ones are so amazing. Then I have all three of the collabs with Angie, the Little Ghost palette. I don't think the quality in the Little Ghost and the Trick or Treat palettes are as good. Like, something about the quality just feels lesser, and the shimmers hard pan, but they are cute color stories. And this is the original Hella. Love that multi-chrome. I have the Blends, the iconic all matte rainbow palette that started it all. The Surge, which it's a shame this one is discontinued because this one is so unique with the neons and everything. I have the Primal. which is more like jewel tones in my book. The Dollhouse, so pretty. This is the All Done Up palette. I love this one for fall. The Plastic palette I recently got on a sale and I'm really enjoying it. I love that they're starting to do like different sizes of palettes and really playing with different curations and magnetic pans. I'm enjoying it. So this is the Forget Me Not. I don't know what's going on, but it like doesn't close all the way. I don't know if there's like no magnet, but it doesn't close and that drives me mad. And honestly, at some point I might depot this because it's quite large, but I do feel like I will use these as face colors when I do other people's makeup on the rare occasion. So I don't want to declutter the palette, but it's just so large. But I don't want to take on that project right now. This is the Discontinued Sugar and Grunge. So gorgeous. The Lure palette. The Beauty Below, their newest release. This one is so cool. Love how many shimmers are in that one. The Sickly Sweet, which I believe I heard that some of the pigments they can't get anymore, so they're going to kind of be doing this palette over and it won't be exactly the same. That will be interesting. Then we have the Longing. And last but not least, the Machina or Machina. I love my Blend Bunny palettes. None of these are going anywhere. This is the second shelf on my bookcase, the middle shelf. And over here we have like more mainstream high-end brands. So this is my only Pat McGrath palette. I got sent it through Influencer. It is the Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey, and when it came, this green shade was shattered and I had to gather all the crumbs I could and repress it, and that amount of pan was all that I could save, which is disappointing because it's, I think, the prettiest shade in the palette. But I do enjoy this palette even though the only mattes are pinks and browns. And it's my only Pat McGrath palette, so it is staying. I have a couple from Dominique. The Celestial Storm, which I enjoy this one a lot. Not everyone loves like the topperish formula of these shimmers, but I quite enjoy it. And then the Essential palette, I think, is just a beautiful, like all you need neutral palette. Here is my Natasha Denona collection. I'm gonna pull out a mini and a big one because they're the same. So this is the, or Midi Glam, and it's iconic, obviously. But the Rose and Wood right here that came in an Ipsy, it is these three shades at the top, and then the two straight down from it, right there. Those, like, it's shades from the Midi Glam, exact copies of them. I compared them, they're exactly the same. I don't need this when I have the Mini and the Midi Glam. But definitely keeping this one, it was a present from my husband. And I have the Midi Love. This is such a cute Valentine's color story. I have the Retro, and this one may look weird because half of the palette came shattered and I had to repress it, and so I got refunded for it. So this is basically a free palette, but I did have to do some work. This is the My Dream palette, another gift from my husband, and I freaking love this color story. This is my favorite Natasha Denona palette, the Yucca. This is such a cool color story. I love this one. And my newest addition, because they had it on sale recently, is the Roxa palette. It's really cute. I'm enjoying it so far. And then the last palette is the Fez palette. This one came broken, so I did repress it. And I feel like I can let this one go. I think in the couple years that I've had it, I've used it maybe once or twice, so it can go to a new home. Next, we have my Lorac section. I used to have a lot more Lorac palettes, but this is all I have now. I have the Fairy Tale Forest, which is a favorite for me. And then this is the one I wore the day I got eloped. It's the classic unzipped. Have the unzipped gold. And these two are repurchases for me. And then lastly, this is the Amore or unzipped something. And it's more berry tone than mauve tone compared to the original unzipped. So it is different. And I will be keeping all of them. Then I have this Wander Beauty palette that came in an Ipsy, and it reminds me of like 2019 Milani eyeshadows, but done better, and I really like it. This is a definite declutter. I have never been able to fall in love with Tarte eyeshadows, and this palette is no exception. I just don't love the quality of Tarte eyeshadows. I like the smell of their palettes. Their palettes are often very cutely packaged. Just something about the quality of the shadows is just not it for me. This is an oldie. I have had this since Colorado times. If you know, you know. It's the Ciate Glitter Storm. And it still works great. It smells fine. I love it. Not going anywhere. And I love the cover. Woo! I have two palettes from Menagerie. I have the Flight Club, which is really thick, but it's cute. I like it. Stain. And I have the Whale Song, which I like the thickness of this one better. I don't understand the difference in thickness. This is when blue-green palettes were all the craze. I have dug my nail in a couple of these shades, but it's a great palette. And I hope to see like more exciting launches from Menagerie because I do really like them. This is my final colored rain palette. It is the Thunder palette. It's a blue gray and it's gorgeous. Not going anywhere. This is my favorite type of weather. This is my only Juvia's Place palette I still have. It's the Nubian 3 Coral. And something about these peaches and the silvers just gets me, and I still adore this palette. I don't know, I'm not ready to pass that one on, but that one's also quite old. Then my last Nabla palette is the Side by Side. This is a beautiful neutral palette. I've traveled with this. This color makes for a great eyebrow powder for matching my red hair. Like, I have no bad things to say about this palette, and I still enjoy it, so it's staying. This is my only Bella Beauté Bar palette, the Sun and the Sea. These pans are not magnetic. I know now they make most of their pans magnetic, but this one is not. And it's kind of got some redundant shades, but the shimmer quality is so bomb. I'm just waiting for the perfect Bella Beauté Bar launch to try another palette. They just come out with things that are so huge that I just haven't been inclined to pick anything else up. But like these shifty colors, these are incredible shimmers. The mattes are nice. They're just like, these are kind of similar. These are kind of similar. The mattes are just a little redundant in this palette, but I love this. This is my only Simply Posh palette, the Coastal. I love the duochromes in the middle row. They're so pretty. They're a little crumbly actually, which was surprising to me that they were like that dry to like crumble when you apply with a brush. And this is not wanting to bend down. Okay, there we go. So it's a beautiful color story, and I would definitely be interested trying more from that brand too. This is my only Sydney Grace palette. It is the Enduring Love, and I think I'm finally ready to let this go. I want to love this one. It is so beautiful. It's such an iconic classic, But honestly, most of the mid-tone mattes look the same on me, and they all pull very gray on my neutral undertone, and so I just typically end up getting all the same looks, and besides like putting different colored shimmers. But like these 4 colors pretty much pull the same on my eyes, and so every time I reach for it and I'm reminded of that, I'm like, ugh, and then I don't want to reach for it. So maybe one of my cooler toned friends will enjoy this. I only have 2 Nomad palettes. If you follow my channel, you know I don't have the greatest experience with Nomad. So this is one of their worst reviewed palettes ever. It is the Santa's Village palette, and I had to fuss with this one to make it work. I chucked the gray that was in here and put a brown in here, and then all of these shimmers were so tightly pressed, I dug them out and repressed them more softly so that I could pick them up. And then I can use the palette, and I like it, and it works for me. But the dark gray that was here just didn't work for me with these colors, and these shimmers were pressed so freaking hard it was impossible to use them. But with some finessing on my part, it now works, and I love it. The other one I have is the Love and Death, or yeah, Amore y Morte Verona palette, and this one was a Valentine's Day gift from my husband, so I'm inclined to keep it. I think the color story is unique and fun. Is it the best quality? No, but like, from what I've heard, Nomad quality has improved since whatever year these guys came out, and the palettes that I tried that were older than that, I just didn't love. I don't know what it is about Nomad. I just can't fall in love with them. But I'm keeping these 2 because I still get some enjoyment out of them. If you have any recommendations for like current releases of Nomad that you think are their new good quality and you think I would really enjoy, please let me know because I want to love the brand. This is my What's Up Beauty collection. I have the Monsoon and the Dragon Eye palette. I really want to get, I think they have a gem palette. I want to get that one. I love that they are neutral, half colorful palettes. And the quality of the shadows is so stunning. And they're so nice and compact for travel. I'm obsessed with these palettes. This is my very small Unearthly collection. I have the Dead of Night palette. And honestly, why the heck did these pans have to be so big? This is a great palette, beautiful color story, but these pans are freaking huge. If you look at them next to the Daily Grind, like why? Why are they so huge? This is also a super cute palette that I am keeping. And then the last Unearthly one that I have, which again is a more normal pan size, this is the Heather Austin Resurgence palette. And their shifty shades in here are just so good. Like sometimes I look at Unearthly palettes and I'm like, oh god, the price tag is ridiculous. But whenever I play with these, I'm like, yeah, it's ridiculous, but it's ridiculous for a reason because it's good stuff. I want to get some more, but you know, like I need another palette, like I need a hole in my head. This is my only Kaleidos palette. It is the Club Nebula. It's a classic. It's not going anywhere. It's like a piece of makeup history. Then I have the Singe Galactic Visitor palette. This one, honestly, to me, is like the Club Nebula 2.0. Let me get them out next to each other. Ooh. Ugh. So this is the Club Nebula and this is the Galactic Visitor. They just seem like cousins, or like this is the modern version of this, and I really enjoy the quality of this one too. So they're both staying. Then I have 2 Ofra palettes. I have the Life's a Draft palette with Samantha March. This one, I like the face colors. I like the mattes. I'm not so sold on the shimmers, but it's a very special palette to me, so I'm keeping it. The signature palette is it's like warm browns that I feel like I already have, and I feel like what I want to do is use this as like a singles palette to curate like 5-pan color stories and just pull this out of my palette collection and maybe pass on the colors, I'm not sure, but like use this packaging to make BYOPs and not have it as is, because I'm not going to use it as is. These are the only 2 Cosmic Beauty palettes that I have. I ordered these on Black Friday and I did not receive them until late February. It was a journey. It was a whole thing, but I got them. But with the way the US is right now, I'm very hesitant to purchase anything else from them because I had such a hard time previously receiving my palettes, so I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna receive them going forward. So this is the 'Tis the Season palette. It was their Christmas palette last year. It's gorgeous. And this is like, to me, like if BH Cosmetics was still around and they brought their formulas into 2025, this is that, and I love it. And this is the neutrals. Very gorgeous. I have 2 Sigma palettes. I have the classic Cor de Rosa. She's not going anywhere. And the Little Mermaid. And this is like a next level of formula for Sigma. If they re-released the Cor de Rosa in this formula, I would repurchase it even though I already have it. Like, this is so good. This is good, but this is like holy fuck good, you know? This is my Ace Beauté collection. So I have the Mystic Romance, just gorgeous, moody palette. The Fallen for You. I keep hearing that Ace Beauté is rebranding, but I feel like I haven't seen them actually do it. So hopefully they come back because they were a really cool brand. I loved the Palettopoly. I have the game on display. This is such a cool concept and color story, and the game, so fun. So that's not going anywhere, but this one I think I can let go of, the Oceanic palette, because I do have the Whale Song and I'm more inclined to reach for that one. Okay, we are on the final shelf of palettes, and I don't think I'm getting rid of very many, but again, this is also a collection video, so I'll show you what I have. Let's start with my Beauty Bay collection. What started my love of Beauty Bay was the Wilderness palette. This one is like used and abused and falling apart, but it's not going anywhere. I also have the Dark Fantasy palette. That blue is dug the heck out of. Love that one. I have the Love Notes palette, which is such a cute color story. The New Mood palette. This is such a cool like spring summer palette. And this one came out, I think, this holiday season. The Celestial Charms. My camera overheated, but I was saying this is the Celestial Charms, the holiday palette from 2024. A lot of people said it was like too dark and too purple, but I love this palette. I have a few of their 16-pan palettes. I have the Fiery, which just reminds me of like 10 years ago makeup, the warm, fiery neutrals, if you can call it that. Like, it's a very nostalgic color story to me, and I love it. And then I have the Neutral palette, which reminds me of the Natasha Denona Glam, but it is different, and I do enjoy it. And I also have the Tropical palette, which is stunning. And last but not least from Beauty Bay is this one. It is from the Age of Opulence collection. It is the Golden Age palette. So cute. Then I have quite a bit from ColourPop. I have the Harry Potter palette, which I love this one. Not going anywhere. Have the Midnight Masquerade, which I am on the fence with if I'm ready to part with or not. So since I'm not 100% sure, I'm going to keep it. I have the 1111, another one that my husband got me, and it's so cute. I think I might Frankenstein this one because I don't love this glitter. We'll see, but it's staying. I have the Lizzie McGuire palette. This one I don't reach for. I love the theming. The color story is so cute, but when I want colors like these, I'll probably reach for Blend Bunny or something else. So as much as I love Lizzie McGuire, and this is so nostalgic for me, I think I can let this one go. Have the Limoncello. This is a classic ColourPop palette. I love this color story. It stays. The Rudolph palette was a Christmas gift from my mom a while ago. Not going anywhere. This is the Star Wars palette. This shade like exploded out, but managed to press it back in. Have all of the mini Star Wars palettes. So we've got the Child, the Mandalorian, C-3PO, and the Darth Vader palette, and all of these are staying. I also have the That's Taupe. Love this one so much. The last ColourPop palette, and the one I think I can pass on, is On Cloud Blue. I just don't love the pressed glitter in there, and I think these shimmers are not the good ColourPop quality. These are kind of poopy, so I'm getting rid of it. I have this palette from the Cream Shop or the Creme Shop. The packaging is broken and it has a pressed glitter, and it's just not really that good quality, so I'm getting rid of this. This one from NYX, the Ultimate Utopia. I know most people don't really like this one, but I really like this one. I think it's such a beautiful palette. I think it works good in the spring and the fall. It's such a unique color story, and I think the quality of these shadows is actually really good, so it's staying. I have 3 of the Icon palettes from Revolution. I have the 4th one on the way. They have a sale at Ulta, so this is, what one is this? This is the Enchanted Icon. It's the purpley pinky one. This is the Smoky Icon. See, like gold, silver, smoky neutral one. This one is the Eternal Icon. It's very pretty greens, browns. All of these are staying because they're pretty new to my collection. This palette is a longtime favorite of mine, the Maybelline Nudes of New York. It's not going anywhere. It is such a good neutral drugstore palette. This palette was custom made for me by my husband. I think it was some UK website he went and he picked out all these shades, he named them, and he put this on the cover because we watched Picard together. It's so sweet. It's not going anywhere. 2 palettes from Game Beauty. This is, what is this? The Harbinger? I don't know. I think it's the Harbinger palette, and it's one of their Halloween palettes from a long time ago, and I still enjoy both of these. This one, freaking don't remember the name of the blue one. Fantasy? Adventure? Something like that. Hi! But yeah, I still enjoy both of these. I've heard Game Beauty has upped their quality and that it's even better, but I like these. I paid for them. I'm hanging on to them. This is another one of those that I Frankensteined. It's the Ambitious Violet from Wing Me, and these shimmers were just very like meh, so I amped them up, and I really like this purple brown color story. I've customized this palette to how I like it, so it's staying. This one from Winky Lux was like an everyday favorite for me for a long time, and now it looks kind of like bland, but I'm not ready to part with it, so it's staying. This one from Hipta, I think I can let go of. The packaging is so cute though, but like I definitely have these colors in many other palettes and the quality is nothing exceptional. I wouldn't reach in this for browns over any other browns that I have, so this one can go. My other Hip Dot palette is the Clueless palette, which I think my husband got for me for my birthday. He like bought me the whole collection the year it came out, and I enjoy this palette and it's very sentimental to me, so it's not going anywhere. This I got from one of my sisters as a gift for I think my birthday or Christmas, maybe Christmas. It's a My Little Pony Beauty Creations palette. It has a little pop-up. And again, this is something I Frankensteined to make the color story suit me more. This was a bright gold highlighter that just didn't suit my skin tone. This is the original bronzer, and the blush was like a very bright pink that I wouldn't wear, so I mixed it and made it a little more neutral. And then these two colors I also replaced with my own shades. So this is not what the original palette looks like, but now it is something that I will reach for and use, and I absolutely love the OG My Little Pony packaging. This is the last thing in my collection that I fluffed with, I Frankensteined. It's the Mayday palette by Martine, and if you can't tell, all of the shimmers besides this white one are redone. So this was a blue, I replaced it with a red shimmer. These blues pretty much all looked the same and I differentiated them by mixing them with other things. And then this gray was just kind of dull, so I added some extra sparkle. I don't know, I just have fun concocting like different finishes and mixing shadows together, and I really like this palette. I just wanted to make it something that more suited me, and I feel like now it does, and I really enjoy it. And the packaging with like the shark skin is so freaking cool. These palettes are collector's palettes that I don't really use. So this one is from Vampire Cosmetics. I got it in New Orleans at the Vampire Boutique. It's the Dracula 2 palette. It looks like a book, and it has pages of palettes that are like printed on book pages with really cool artwork. The quality honestly reminds me of like standard mid 2010s eyeshadows, like somewhere from 2014 to 2017 quality. Like it's not modern day formulas, but it's not bad formulas, and it's got a lot of fun colors, but it's just more of a collector's memory item to me that I don't really use, but it's not going anywhere. The Snow White and Seven Dwarfs palette. It looks like the Snow White storybook, and they do their princess palettes with all mattes and with colors from the actual film. So because they're all matte palettes, it's not something I reach for. I have used both of these palettes, but they're quite old now and I don't really use them. They're just memory pieces for me. The other one I have is the Sleeping Beauty palette, and I swear I manifested this into existence. Several years before this came out, I posted online, I was like, some beauty brand, please create me a makeup palette that is the Sleeping Beauty storybook. And then Besame did, and it is the same thing where it's shades from the movie, the actual animation itself, and it's all matte. So it's not something I really use, but it's a stunning collector's item for me and memory item. So that is my whole entire eyeshadow palette collection with a light declutter. I have those 3 shelves and then the little mini thing over there. I do have a separate collection for my single shadows and for my face palettes, so I'm not diving into those today, but let's see how many palettes I actually decluttered from my quote-unquote slight declutter. So Hip Dot 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 declutters, 5 like depotting project palettes. So in total, that is 19 palettes removed from my main collection. And let me count really quick how many palettes I still have. Hold on. If I counted these correctly, I still have 144 eyeshadow palettes. And again, that is not including my face palettes or my palettes with singles in them. So I still have quite a good amount. I only, like I said, pulled out 19, 14 of which are getting decluttered. But to repeat myself, most of these represent money that I have spent hours at a job working for. Most of these were not sent to me. I think maybe the Pat McGrath one was sent to me by Influencer, and then there's like a couple, like maybe 2 or 3 that were sent to me from Ipsy, and the rest have been purchases by either me or friends or family that bought them as gifts. So while this was not a ruthless declutter, I do feel better seeing that there's now space in the shelves and they're not like crowded to the max. Like there's room for me to add more things if I want to get new things. And I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my full collection, seeing what palettes I have. If there's any palette in particular that you want to see me do any looks with, please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you've not already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!